Let the bats be behind us.
CD Projekt's whole original business was basically pirating games into Norway, was it?
Oh, really?
More like Snorway.
I like how you got the tie.
There goes 85% of our audience.
Yeah.
Our Norwegian audience.
I know one dude from Norway.
Yeah? What's his name?
Subtitle language.
Look at that.
What's his name? Norsey McNorseman?
How did
Wes
you
being
know?
dressed fancy for the stream.
And I like how you've got like the tie and like a white.
It's not like he's working at an office or anything.
Yeah.
I don't
how
have any
short-
collared shirts.
I like how short the shirt is.
This is like if Rick showed up in a Dilbert comic.
Yeah.
Rickbert.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rupert.
Have you played Stanley Parable before? Yes.
Yeah, they apparently they
Until
give you the
computer
option
very
of
visible. That's good enough.
apparently they give you the option of skipping all the old stuff and going straight to the new content if you played it before. It's one of the few things that I have looked up about this.
Dilbert's the only one that gets the world's smartest garbage man. I appreciate that.
These are good clicky noises.
They are good clicking noises. I approve. They have my approval.
It just sounds like someone's making mouth clicky noises.
Ah, there's my office.
We're playing Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Turn that down.
It's like working at the
Fancy
office in
schmancy.
Ultra Deluxe.
Yeah, they probably need to get the audio down some.
Perhaps.
Narrator.
This is the story of a man. This is the story.
I like how the narrator has his own volume.
Well, that's a very important part of
This
this
is
game.
the story of a man.
Okay.
Arguably one of the most important parts.
This is
What
a
is this?
story all about how
It's a
my life-
story? What's the story about?
We'll find out.
Man?
Yeah.
About a man named Stanley.
The Batman.
Okay, real talk.
Okay, so
Is everyone familiar with the original game, or do we need to go through any of the first content?
This
I
is the
have a
story of
brief
man named
idea.
Stanley.
I've seen the full thing.
Stanley
Talking to
worked
us
for a
or the
company
we
as
might
big
just go
building
through the
where he was
original
employee
content
number
for some of these anyway. So
427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427.
Yeah, it's not like the original
and he
content is
pushed
any less
buttons on the
entertaining.
keyboard. Orders
Yes,
came to him
exactly.
through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Egad.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something
Oh.
that would forever change Stanley. Something he would
Oh.
never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
okay.
It's so good to hear that voice again.
The narrator is so nice. He's very soothing.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I wonder if the music's too low.
I can hear it at all.
Yeah, I can't hear any of it.
Yeah, I gotta turn.
Oh. Oh, wait,
There we
that's just music.
By the way, SCV Gaming, the narrator's name is Kevin Briding. He's awesome.
It's true.
When Stanley
The
came
end
to a
is
set
never
of
the
two
end, is
open
never the
doors,
end.
he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so this is the core of the game.
Oh my
Do
god.
you follow the narrator's instructions, or do you just blatantly defy them?
Okay,
You know, I feel
so
like,
audience, what should we
mean-
do?
yeah, I was gonna say let's do an audience poll.
Let's audience poll the first run. Left
All
or right?
Okay.
The narrator said we should go on the door on the left.
Okay.
but
I won't
we
say
also
what I
have the
want to
door on the
say.
right.
I won't say anything until Rick makes an action.
I mean, I believe the game recognizes that you have 3 options here. You can go in the left door, you can go in the right door, or you can just not.
Not
You can
doing
just not.
anything. Okay, how do I do? I forgot how to do a poll.
See,
Frederick,
let's
it
not
is
do an
mouse and
actual
keyboard.
poll. That'd be-
Yeah, it's not actual poll. That'll just take a while.
Oh, okay.
I see 2 votes for left, 4 votes for right.
So we're going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ooh. Rebels. Stanley, you're such a rebel.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Where's my damn pop?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Hey, Ray.
Okay,
Hi,
so
Doc.
do we take the door on the left or keep going?
I think a good feeling people are going to tell us to go right. But let's see what
Chat,
happens.
left or keep going.
This is your last chance of redemption, chat. Go, or do we keep going on this crazy path?
Interactive stream.
2 for left, 1 for keep going,
4
4
for left. 5 for
Five
left.
left.
We're going left.
And so he
All right.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, go through or take the elevator.
Ooh.
You decide.
Oh, Rick, you got West all dressed up.
Yes.
It's true.
It's
It's like he's going for a job interview. For one of them no pants jobs.
Chat, you're
2
in
for
control.
elevator, 3 for elevator. 1 forward. My decision is elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking
And
elevator.
that's
too.
5 votes elevator, 1
Because
vote.
this is the first way that I win when I first played the game.
Man, Rick, you're such a rebel.
Well, of course. The game tries to tell you what is going to happen, and you immediately resort to exerting
get
your
even further off track.
influence over
So
it. You're
now, in
just
order
like,
to get
"Yo,
back, he needed to go
defy authority.
From here, it's left. Oh no, it's to the right. My mistake.
Uh-oh. Narrator.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
What?
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Narrator, I trusted you. How could you let me down?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh. Who am I kidding?
Fires.
Rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
get it.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Frederick observes there's some real irony about
Wednesday-
playing this game
Wait,
obeying the
wait,
chat's
what?
commands.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
And we're now in the back rooms.
So basically, you're frustrated GM, I see. You're a pawn that's frustrating the GM like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So a
You see,
typical player.
You remember Superliminal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit like that.
Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding it back to let you
I'll
torture
say it.
yourself.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I found
I was
it unlikely
reading.
that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Thank you, Smeely.
Uh-oh.
Hello, Smeely. Welcome, Raiders.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, no.
His co-workers were
How was
gone.
your
What could it
15-minute,
mean?
$15 commission,
Stanley decided to
Smeely?
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I caught it.
Also,
It was pretty good.
Also, I just realized narrator's troubleshooting step is to
yep,
turn
it's
on and off
worse.
again.
I'm
No.
remembering this wrong. It's possible the story
I
is
hoped
back
everyone
where
asked
we
you to
just
draw
came
shitposts
from.
of Silver the
Why don't
Hedgehog.
we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
What else would you ask for?
It seems like their thing right now.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh dear.
Now this...
Wow.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I
Is
don't
this
think
Resident
so.
Evil?
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work.
Okay, that's it,
and
everybody.
really
We won.
paid off. So, good
Game over. Nice
Thanks
having you.
everyone for coming
All
out.
right.
Have a good
Times,
night.
good night.
No,
With the read house pets.
See you all tomorrow.
At all. We both know you didn't
Bye-bye.
put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay?
I know. I was going to
Wait it
oversell
out
it
by
too,
whatever
but
this
come on, you
place
pulled
is.
too far.
I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Choo choo, all aboard the adventure line.
All aboard the adventure line. Yeah. Following a linear path.
Break. No.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
Yeah.
Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh, joy. Kingdom Hearts.
Not da.
It's almost a Kingdom Hearts fan. Da, 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 da.
This is the most magnificent soundtrack I've ever heard.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I forgot about the fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
So the line has a trademark? Awesome.
Of course. Gotta know that it's not an off-brand line.
The adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want the story where we take a different turn.
Yeah, we took a different
Not
turn.
you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Don't make eye contact.
It just went through the roof.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Never.
But in the meantime, if you...
Okay.
Did this game really come out 9 years ago?
Yes, it did.
All of his
It's when you and I were living together,
What could it
Jonas.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No, friend has forgotten everything. Oh, employee 420.
I need to show you guys the photo on the Wikipedia page of the developer of this game. I need to show you this. I dropped it in Discord.
Yeah.
That's so perfect.
It looks like they took out the zoom function for this version. I can't look closely at the details. But
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
okay, we are entering the door on the left.
Oh, found the rose.
I just found this.
Yet
one
there
kind
was
of
not a
interesting.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
402 and 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net, some sort of child trap.
A lot of percentage.
Teenagers, size of demographic. Space between the teenagers, a lot of percent. So something in the ideas bin. 1, no more bins. Trash cans. 2, renaming of the ideas bin. 3, firing of me. What do people want? Things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things? Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. What does that say? Happy feelings, Violet James, you are fired. The stock market is somewhere here, colored in segments, stripes, requires more secondary research. What is hot? Target demographic, teenagers. Profits. You ever find yourself in conflict with a diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict unless you're the kind of person... Hey, dreams of for the future. Spring break, metamorphosis, comatose, less air,
Less hair.
charts, talk radio.
About
Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no exception of promotion or expectation of promotion or recognition, and don't get fired.
That middle one.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers and resent coworkers for not supporting you more.
Oh,
Use slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw in some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment.
yeah.
Everyone is unique. You most of all.
Yeah. Ouch.
Number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts, and slides.
I don't know. Might need more slides.
Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information.
amazing.
Rate of increasing graphs per slide. Please no more charts, I beg. The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your Boss Appreciation Specialist.
Yeah.
Solving you're inclined towards the answer or not. Why did we hire you? Remember that it takes 2 people to start a fight, and right now you're both of them.
I forgot about all of this.
To do. Synergize core value expenditures, shift global market parade, monetize free to play.
Monetize free to play, yeah.
Quarterly pie chart profits. Help, I'm a post-it.
God, I hate that monetized free to play. That was a joke. 9 years ago, that was a joke, and now it's just the actual goal of every freaking.
The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now.
They figured it
Targets.
out, Miller.
Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Standardized graphs 40 times wide, not efficient money, not cost efficient, money. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers, crossed out. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the guy fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Employee 417, 491, 431, 405, 416, and gym.
That was the gym.
Meeting room. Floor 4XX. Group,
Body
cabal, or planning. Do not alter alter without consulting whiteboard manager.
There's a whiteboard manager?
Yes. They have people for everything. Monday, weekly targets administration. Marketing Mondays. 451's private time. Group 40X. Group 45X. This box is too small. Tuesday, termination Tuesdays. Office efficiency. Legal.
Termination Tuesdays. I love how that's announced like it's like Taco
Tuesday.
Tuesday, something to be excited about.
Wednesday, IT department. We're broke Wednesdays. Financial panic meeting. Boss's inspection. And 8bird. Thursday, mergers, ideas plus development. Pre-review of weekly review. Friday, weekly review. Pranking floors meeting. What to do about 432. Don't tell 432 about the meeting. And office party.
Got that one. Oh my god.
Amazing.
The broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned
Your name's
around
Chris.
and got back on track.
Are you gonna stay in the broom closet for the whole spiel?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Doing squats. Doing my squats.
Gotta stay in shape.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I almost spit up a
Forgot
copy
about
here.
that line.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Forgot about him saying sweet FA.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Yes, he did say
Maybe
there was
to
they had to
you
get
this is
someone else.
somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Okay, I'm not
Stanley was
too
fat and
good.
ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley was addicted to drugs and hookers.
Amazing.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Wow.
All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Wow.
This game.
Good.
It's so good.
Actually, wow, I take back out a nice piece of shit about the narrator.
Imagine if this was the whole stream until midnight.
What, staying in the broom closet?
Yeah, just doing squats in the broom closet.
Yes.
Doing sweet FA.
I'm afraid to take a drink. A drink of anything.
I don't even know if anything continues after that.
Only one way to find out.
Do absolutely
squats.
nothing.
More squats.
More
That's the
squats
whole
for
stream,
squat
guys.
god. Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. And yet, you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
That's right, I'm taking over.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright. Chat, up or down?
You must choose.
Up or down, chat?
Up, down, up, down.
Here are the votes.
Down,
We are
down,
here to be your
down.
clown.
Hey Stoker, should I sing the blue song about Caesar?
Down.
No.
Okay. It was
Down.
safe to be
Consensus is
down.
down.
Yeah, we're definitely going down.
Yeah.
To the
Let's
hellish
go.
light. I love the little details.
Same.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
My wife enjoys you pressing buttons,
I am okay.
Nothing unsettling about that.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And
Okay.
everything went black.
Okay. Wow.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What a heartwarming game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I see now we're doing the train run.
Yes.
We're in Stoker's neighborhood now.
You're in my world now.
New content.
Oh,
Gimme.
new content? What does that mean, new content?
You're in my world now, not yours.
I'm glad you thought of that. Because that's what popped into my head.
On the other side.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I'm not surprised that they're making a commentary on the fact that there is a new release of the game.
Okay, so far it's an elevator.
I love it.
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
It's gonna be weird and anticlimactic, isn't it?
Whatever would give you that idea, Rick?
Is it broken?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I fear the narrator's in for a rude surprise.
Isn't he often?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, shit. It's amazing. It's revolutionary. I mean,
Jumping. Yeah, I mean, I heard there was some kind of form of this in ancient times, but it was.
achievement unlocked.
There's achievements in this game?
Yes, there's achievements.
Oh my god. I gotta get this game.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. Are you kidding me? You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
That is true, by
I'm
the way.
infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay, I got a feeling I know what Rick has to do now.
This is new.
Okay.
It is.
Oh. Damn.
Oh, how I missed this game.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Coffee nut.
You got narrator's probably trying to make Disneyland or something.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Stanley Parable Collector's Edition.
It looks very
Software
Windows
product of the year.
95.
Yeah.
Oh, I have that. I have the collector's edition. It's a real product.
It's awesome.
It came with a tie and several other things.
Yeah, the 2014 Independent Games Festival Award. And this.
Does.
British Academy of Film and Television Arts Award to Stanley Parable. He says the last of us, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, they got it, and this is going to be on the
My
Switch
first
too.
guess,
Wow.
my first car, the release of Stanley Parable in 2013.
Yeah, the BAFTAs are like the high art awards in gaming.
2013.
Wait a minute, is that Netflix?
No, that's the.
On the bottom there, I mean. Okay. I thought it was.
No, it's
Good
not Netflix. It's
times.
just chill.
Good times.
Good stuff.
I am certain I've been
Good
in a
gravy.
museum that looks exactly like this before.
Nice.
Well,
Smile.
because it
Is it-
happened. Trip
Yeah.
down memory lane.
I had a television like that once.
Stanley Parable demonstration. That's a demo. I haven't actually played the demo.
The demo is a lot of fun. I saw Ross and Danny play that on Steam Train to put into perspective how long ago that was.
Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Go outside, don't
Yeah.
play for 5 years. I did finally get that one. Since I've been sitting on the original for 5 years. Now they have super don't go outside, where you have to not play the game for 10 years.
This game's like an art installation.
Nominee, British Academy Award, debut game, nominee for story. Los Angeles Times.
Stanley Parable, Dio's tough choices.
This music.
In loving memory, Little Stanley.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this
Oh.
stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
It's not even World of Warcraft anymore.
I hope
me
all the
going
new
with
content is constantly complaining about the fact that it's new content.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Just like the original Stanley Parable was a comment on the state of gaming in 2013, this one is a comment on the state of gaming in 2022.
The
Uh.
original remake.
So what you're saying, I'm the narrator, Stoker?
Yes, GC, you personally are the narrator.
Let's see, do I want
I
to go
mean-
downstairs or keep going through? I don't know.
Can you go downstairs?
Have we
Let's
seen
see.
everything that's up here yet?
Can't. Memory zone maintenance. Okay.
Really says, was that a Minecraft screenshot? Yes.
Oh, wait, I didn't see that. Where was it?
He's
Where?
back near the entrance. on the left there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, that was the Minecraft ending.
Oh yeah, that was an ending in the original game. There was an ending where you just ended up in Minecraft. I remember that now.
Oh, yeah.
People play games ago they could do this. I think your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything.
Wasn't there also a portal riff at one point?
Yes, I think there was.
Yeah, that comes immediately after.
Yeah, there you go. You get a tie and a belt and the business card.
Let's ask, how long was the original game?
Ah, yes, the bicycle. Preparing snake oil salesman routine.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Repeatable
Stanley
carpet
Parable
textures.
is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't
It's
need
9.
anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
You guys are perfect, but it's 9 out of 10.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over
I'll
again.
go downstairs.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh God, no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Uh-oh.
I do like the idea of getting Steam reviews by the Tinker truckload.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. To be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
No, you
Perhaps
didn't.
the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh boy,
Here
skip
it is.
button.
Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although
Yes.
I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one
The
was...
door disappeared
well,
this time.
I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's... Well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every
we
one of
push the
those
button?
walls 1,000 times, and there's
Back
no door.
where I
There's
started.
no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just
dead,
how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. when you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in
Big
those
large, you were
moments, the
subscribed for
emptiness
3 months.
folds itself outward
Yay,
in
thank you.
between the two of us. And I am suspended
Thank you,
in
Big
its
McLarge.
unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying.
I
I
love
can
curdled
tell
reality.
that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without
Ty says,
action
is
or
this about the
outcome.
pandemic?
It was divorced entirely from the
Kind of.
question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Now we're in horror.
The narrator certainly is.
I think he's dead.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
What's happening?
Alarm went off somewhere.
Oh my god, is it gonna be the LED clock? Please tell me it's the LED clock.
On the ceiling?
Oh,
Fire. Okay.
fire alarm.
Probably
Achievement
telling
unlocked.
you
You
that the
can't
batteries,
jump.
Probably telling you that the batteries need to be replaced or something.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes!
Could
it
I
seems that
interest
this
you
is
in
now the world we
everything
live in.
all of
it
the
seems
time?
that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort.
Hey, Rick kills him again.
No, it's gone again. The button isn't coming out.
Oh no.
Oh, is it ready now? Okay.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh no. We've broken him.
The end is never the end, is never the
So, chat, are you enjoying this? I'm loving it.
I adore this game.
It's so good.
It is.
JC's just like, I'm loving this
The
game.
league
I'm loving
coming
this
out.
game. I'm loving this game. I'm loving this game.
Aha.
Ooh. Now we're getting the
Oh
portal.
my.
You have been asleep for 9.
I just didn't expect this kind of change in the game.
Notice a leak in the last one. It's like, oh, we're just collapsing again.
Oh jeez.
Light. Warmth. Escape. Fresh air.
Yeah, you can't go up, so go ahead until a wall collapses.
Oh, okay. Or just wait for life to come in and invite itself. Life.
Skipping thousands of years into the future, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
As you do.
And we skipped too far now. Life's dead.
What happened to the sun?
Oh, we had to turn it
caving.
off.
Let's say there's something
Bills.
covered it up right there.
Yeah. It looks like it was
I
caving.
feel like we've been caved in or fossilized of a sort.
Ooh.
What was that?
Fell down.
Uh-oh. We
The
broke
whole
the
room
speed
is off kilter.
There's
Oh hey, there's an exit. Sort of. Maybe.
What was the skip button? I was liking it.
One
No.
room survived everything up until the very end of the world.
No. The skip button. Rest in peace, skip button.
walk on top of the building here. I can't. Okay.
Incredible.
Dr. King Boss says they had an existential crisis after listening to the narrator.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Press F for the skip button.
AC says they need to bring the skip button back. 1 out of 5 stars.
That was hilarious.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so this is the real reset, I presume.
Well, we had a couple of real resets. We've already seen a couple endings.
This is the really, really real reset. For real. Really.
New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I was gonna say, if the game was probably gonna do this to us, and I'm glad I'm right. When I was saying, Rick, you know what to do? This was what I meant. Okay,
You see,
return to
Stanley,
skip button.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
The end is never the end again.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many
Dragons.
possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have
Investor
truly been
showcase.
asking for.
Taste the sequel. The adventure
Line.
yeah.
This is awesome.
This is absolutely brilliant, as expected.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's
Just don't become
future-oriented.
Capcom.
It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Sounds like choking on his own words in this last one. He's just like, long-term franchising potential.
They're
They're
back.
back. 2 doors.
New content is out. New content, part 2, is in. Old and busted, new hotness.
Ooh, red section of the chart.
Cool red section of the chart. Roaring section of the chart. 2.
Okay, I'm just gonna shut up.
1 + 1 is 2 - 1 is... Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2.
I mean, there is truth to that.
More of the Stanley Parable, better the Stanley Parable. Win-win. Sequential mind share. 1, 2. Paradigm shift, synergy, brick-and-mortar approach. Envelope, client-centric marketing. The color red. Leverage, holistic value. 1 to 2.
Plenty of synergy.
Oh, the boss?
Oh, it's the rejected
Click
logos.
to add speaker notes. Yes, logos.
There were the fangs down there.
I like the poster there on the wall. To the far side is it's just the fern twice.
Yeah. The fern. It's not even
the
centered.
fern.
It's not even centered or anything.
Top
Two
left,
Stanleys.
Justified.
2-player Stanley Parable.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City, Divinity, Original Sin 2. They had to remind you which one it was. Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2.
Oh no, not Dark Souls 2.
Oh, Resident Evil 2? Sad.
I'm mostly amused at the inclusion of Return of Jafar.
You are the sequel.
Wait, what's that song? Oh, This Way to the Show Floor.
Yeah.
I still can't believe they're putting all this at the
This way?
Switch.
No.
New
It's clear for
features,
PC.
new content.
I'll be right
Two,
back.
two,
one
two,
second.
two, two.
Us.
Let's go. Okay.
We're going to
X-Men
Hollywood.
2. Here it is.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Merchandise.
I think this is from Left 4 Dead 2.
Just a t-shirt with the number 2 on it. I saw the new content.
What the other shirts say? The ones back there. I can't see what's on the red one.
The end is never the end again. This t-shirt is the best new feature.
Fantastic.
Office decoration, Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket, the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
Oh my god, please tell me it's gonna say Read House Pets.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. That's new.
Hear your name in the game.
Enjoy the new features.
This game cost $10 million for a
Go
sequel.
up
For
to...
the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Dare you try it, Rick? Dare
This
you
is
show
very much a commentary on a lot of modern games.
Mm.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button. Jim. Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again. Jim. Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
I don't know why I expected it to actually work. I'm just like, yeah, I can see that being a thing. I don't think it'd be too hard to do a text-to-speech and
I
just
suppose I could allow
give him
only
the
people
Steam
named
username.
Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Please, no screenshots. A whole new office.
Print screen, print screen, print screen, print screen.
Please, no screenshots. 999. Red is the new orange. New updated ray trace, more of the same, but in a good way sequel to the... New features, new content, new ideas.
Oh, I love new content.
Look at all the ideas and content right there.
You're stealing
Oh
my idea.
boy!
Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. Schween shaders.
Sweet.
Yeah, the shaders go shwing.
That's so shui.
Let's go towards the reassurance bucket.
Yes, of course, the reassurance bucket.
That's a phrase I don't ever want to hear.
I want to see all of it.
The reassurance bucket?
Yeah, let's go to the reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a
Like how
sense
slow
of
it's getting.
calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
I just
The
had a chair
benefits
back.
of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
This is, I keep forgetting that Stanley has a model, in theory.
Holding the bucket.
Yeah, he's like default Half-Life 2
Does
citizen
anyone
or
give out
something.
awards for most enjoyable?
Yeah, because
bucket
this
in a
started
video
as a
game?
Half-Life
That
mod.
really should be an award if it isn't already.
Hold on a second, I'll be right back.
10-4.
Okay.
He doesn't
wonder if
actually
it-
have a face.
I wonder if the narrator will say anything fun while we're gone, while Rick's gone.
I just can't believe this game. This is awesome.
I don't know who Stanley was modeled on, but he looks like a specific person. Let me dig this out.
Rick Griffin continued to play the Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition and enjoyed himself with all the goofy little jokes it made towards the situation that game developers found themselves in the modern era. But a tenuous tickling came in at the back of his mind.
Tenuous.
While he
tickle.
knew this game was entertaining, he knew his addictions lied elsewhere. So he closed the Stanley Parable Deluxe, Ultra Deluxe Edition, opened up Vampire Survivors, added it as a source to his OBS, and streamed it for everybody for 30 hours straight.
Mm.
It's fine.
Can't believe you would just spoil the next RickCon like that.
It's okay.
You have one moment where Rick turns on his webcam and he's just like greasy, sweaty. His hair is all matted.
I'm back.
His like beard is super
Oh,
grown
welcome
out. And
back.
he's just like, I can't stop.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Excuse me.
Never.
We get to make a choice. Happy
I
12th
would
birthday.
never excuse you,
You know,
Jonas.
sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
I knew they were gonna do that.
Love it.
I guess I missed that one.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, No, I've made my decision. We're moving
Very
on.
new and easy achievement.
Can't believe it's that simple.
Free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive the new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours in right now.
You gonna do it, Rick?
Welcome. New features, new content, new game.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Oh, don't start calling me out for this.
GCU specifically.
I'm not an achievement hunter, Baka.
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 What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Why do I feel like that's a line that would be delivered in like Red versus Blue? I'm not an achievement hunter, Baka.
Let's see, where's the directory? Directory.
I should watch Red versus Blue.
Yeah, same here.
Watch it a bit.
It's okay from what I've seen.
Not so much because I'm expecting it to be good, but because I hear it's kind of a formative bit of media.
You know what? Let's
Cultural
bring the jump
touchstone.
circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
I like the bucket reflections.
That's what all the budget this game went to.
Can you find them? Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Love it.
I think the narrator kind of.
Okay.
I had a feeling the
God, it really
narrator.
is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I mean,
You don't need
it's
to.
not 100% wrong. It's very upsetting to get everything in the game, then get a reward, and you're just like, but there's nothing to do with this reward.
Yeah, I have often thought that about, like, super crazy good late game stuff. It's like, okay, I've got it, but all the challenges are already gone now.
It's not.
But see, the game I liked that did that was Mega Man X8 because it had the New Game Plus and it also had hard mode. So you go through normal mode, you get everything, and then you have hard mode to use everything.
I don't mind that approach.
Let's see. I haven't gone to the infinite hole. It won't end.
You should jump in it.
Funny enough, that Mega Man X8 is not the only one I didn't play of the Mega Man X. It's weird.
Have you tried their never-ending
Time
breadsticks?
depth.
They never end.
Time like infinity, space like infinity, hole like infinity.
Oh, I've seen that chart before. I forget what it's called, but it's an actual chart of like superliminal relativity.
Yeah, there's space time it can be a unified thing.
It's the squeamish.
Infinite hole chart.
The
just keeps
upper
going.
left. The upper left of that chart corresponds to
Stanley,
what the
here's an
event
idea
horizon
that
of a
I'm
black
truly
hole
fond of.
is
It's
like.
never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. Whee! You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
I like the descending
Now,
shepherd's
I don't
tone.
mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
It's
Maybe
the
do it on
auditory
the
barber's
sooner
bowl.
rather than later spectrum of things.
Is this hole not actually infinite?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole?
Oh yeah, it's getting
To be certain
tinier.
It is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
God, I just
Eating
The-
at
the things
2
that this-
p.m.
the things that this relates to in actual games media stuff.
Yeah.
Am I the one out of touch? No, it's the gamers who are wrong.
I want my entertainment. And critically thinking skills in my mind.
Okay, not
Great.
saying
Now,
anything.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
So walk back into the hole.
Yes.
Oh, for heaven...
Do it.
I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person.
You ever think
would have
about
said, "Yep,
holes?"
That's an infinite hole right there.
Every
Goes on
day.
forever till the end
Sometimes.
of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you.
Popular
oh, no,
YA
no,
novel
no.
turned
You have a
popular
weird
movie.
Sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
I want to see it get shallower each time until it's like ankle deep.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show
Do
you
it.
and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
Very aggressive divot is my new band.
I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't jump. I just realized that. Wow.
Is the teleport button not working?
Uh-oh.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
I like how he's walking out of whatever he's at.
Well, it's a good thing we have the bucket.
Yeah.
Yes, we will be infinitely reassured that our existence here inside the hole is good and happy.
It is not a weird existential question.
What a game. What a game.
Beautiful. It's the haunted
The
mansion?
holes come to life.
Right.
Is this an SCP?
Probably.
Rick, what did you do?
Oh man, wait, what was Stanley's employee number again? 472?
Yeah.
I think it's 427.
427.
Okay.
F, change your perspective.
Wow, you see yourself.
Have the bucket there.
Epic thrilling action.
Stanley.
The face, the expression.
It's the best dang game ever. You got two change your perspective buttons?
One's
No,
perception.
change your perspective, change your perception.
Oh, I see.
So ridiculous.
This is everything I wanted it to be. Change your
my.
reality.
Oh, you can change your reality, so. That's awesome.
Puppies.
It's puppy.
Is there a kitty reality?
Change yourself.
What?
Come on, I want to keep changing. What the?
You're
Is he
staring
upside
at it.
down?
Yes,
Yeah.
upside down.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no,
I
he's
want to
the,
know if he changes into
collectible.
his. I want to know if he changes into his persona.
My head's stronger. You're no longer using up the space of my
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
What?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Toodle pip. Yes, baby, you are extremely cute.
Why, thank you.
Okay, so we're back here.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Oh, wait. Okay, so it
Where'd you
doesn't
go?
repeat anything.
There you are.
They changed it to the button that says Jim. You heard Jim in the game.
I did.
It was thought provoking.
It was Jimmerific.
Joe, Jane,
I
Dave, She-Ra, Timmy,
She-Ra.
Birch, Bart, Steve, Imran.
Agatha.
Oh,
I didn't want to
sorry,
come
child. Was I not paying enough attention to you?
Did you swat her? or something?
Whoa there, cowboy.
No,
Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
No, she made this little sharp little meow at me
Aw.
because I wasn't petting her enough. I took my hand away and she was like, meow.
That's very understandable.
Sorry, Ray. Have I not been petting you enough?
Absolutely not.
All right, fine. Here, I give you e-scritchies. I'm giving everyone who can hear my voice e-scritchies.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Should you even reach up high enough to scratch Ray?
I don't know. How big are you, Ray?
Well, he's a bat. He can fly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Achievement mostly infinite. Oh, did that. Settings world champion. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you apparently get an achievement for messing with the settings enough.
Ray is sort of cosmic size.
I think you have to change the settings to open this door, possibly. If you set every slider, I think, if I'm reading this correctly, let me read what it says. Because it's in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Achievements menu.
Oh my god.
Sorry, give me a moment. Steam is being Steam. Alright, achievements. Set all setting sliders in the menu to all the available numbers.
Okay.
What?
The story of a man named Stanley.
Come on.
I guess who didn't get the achievement? Maybe you have to, like, individually... Oh my god. This is so... This is so Stanley.
Ridiculous.
Therapy after this game.
Pretty sure that this should do it, because that does go through all the numbers.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so too.
but maybe it means you have to, like, individually be like, okay, it's at this number. Okay, now it's at this number. Okay.
Oh my god.
I would not put that past this game. Oh, you have to flip the radio buttons too, according to Ron Frax.
Oh no.
It's just all the radio buttons. Okay. There's this one.
This is such a good game. What other kind of game can you get this kind of content from?
Sorry, not Game of the Year award kind of stuff.
Football Manager Simulator?
Your Football Manager Simulator.
Oh!
I am not, good sir. I am a Football Manager connoisseur.
Oh, snizzle snap.
All right. Except
You
when
might
we come
even
back.
call me a Football Manager sommelier.
I might.
You should do that.
Okay. Hey, Miller,
Yeah?
you're a Football Manager sommelier.
Oh!
What do you have a good FIFA this evening, sir?
You, no.
I like how Jonas is just the hype man for everybody.
Oh!
It's true. We're always hype when Jonas is around.
Aww.
Maybe there just is no way in.
I
at
flipped
least,
all the radio buttons.
has it at least shown you that you've earned the achievement?
Nope.
Oh my god.
No.
The fact that you guys
Oh,
are
now I got it.
trying
Okay.
to
You
get
got
this is the joke itself.
Settings world champion. This door still doesn't open.
That's amazing.
There it goes.
Nice.
Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Bumpscosity sounds like it would have something to do with
Let me turn
normal
off
maps.
translation labels.
I think it's a riff on like bump maps and viscosity or something like that.
Probably.
You're very
There's
viscosity.
bumpscosity. Adjust the bumpscosity.
Crank it.
Yeah.
Come on. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Doesn't seem to do anything. Whatever.
Nope. That's because the narrator still doesn't know what it's for.
For bumpy things, that's my opinion.
You could be onto something, GC. It's just crazy enough to work.
All the bumpy stuff will be more viscositous.
It's true.
You bump into something that goes flying across the planet.
What else is here? Jump circle, this map, free achievement. Button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Merch, settings world champion, Stanley Parable, reassurance bucket, office decorations, epilogue, collectibles, infinite hole exit.
You are here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna exit.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
It's sort of like attending a convention.
You know, when the elevator breaks.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was standing in the hall. So
Wow.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
What could possibly go wrong?
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you The Stanley Parable 2.
Cool.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
You just stuck them all into the same
this
area.
This is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
No.
Possibly work?
No, it couldn't
I
possibly.
suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
So, here's the question. Is this what the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition actually is?
Is this just the Stanley Parable 2? I mean, I could see a solid argument being made that that is the case.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that too, but what about the credits?
Because I'm wondering if he's gonna, like, logically argue himself back around to be just like, well, if I call it 2, people will think they will have to have played the first game first. But it doesn't really...
The bumpscosity is still there.
Oh, man.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Yep.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Get well
Stanley
someday.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ah, the bucket.
Stanley
Given how autobiographical... Oh. Given how autobiographical parts of Beginner's Guide were, I'd imagine the speech from the narrator was at least a little bit a true account of how this re-release came to be.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think there's also some... Honestly, I think there's also some 2020 commentary in this.
Yeah.
Why? What was so unusual about 2020?
I just like this desk right here with a single pencil sharpener on it, a lamp.
Beginner's Guide. Fuck, the ending of that game made me feel things.
Yeah, that one was tough.
That was a heart wrencher.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Well, I mean, to
Oh,
a
God.
degree.
All right, we're actually doing it this time. Actually following the narrator's instructions.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
I really want to know if he says something new with a bucket.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
And then Rick just drops the bucket.
Can you even drop the bucket?
No.
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Every time I think this game can't surprise me anymore.
I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself,
It's not a bucket.
It's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Are there?
Yes.
You know what?
Okay.
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Bucket, what are you doing tonight?
See, they need to merch that thing right there. Sell that.
I mean, people would probably buy it.
I'd totally buy it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
There are no words for how much I love all of this.
Executive bathroom. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life would be to have to pick just one. Oh, hey, here's a Stanley.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
You can't buy that sort of
I just
habit,
know the back
Stanley. God knows I've
stickers.
tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
To be rich.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt. The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I'll never get over this bucket business.
The bucket's really laying a thick.
The bucket will never get over you.
The
bucket will be there for you forever.
Red mind control facility.
It's the companion cube.
Yes, basically.
In bucket form.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Yeah, this game needs an expansion. The bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do?
Hello.
Hello.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy
or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
I enjoyed that.
One, I really want to see the true ending with the bucket. But on the other hand, well, we're going to be going through all of them eventually, so.
The true ending with the bucket. I have to see this.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it
Stanley and the bucket.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
This is new.
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
So I guess that's the bucket ending.
Wait a minute.
That was not the true ending. So
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Well-
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
welcome to the whiteboard ending. Dog mode.
And you just turned it on.
Yes. So every time I
Wow.
click now, it makes a dog bark.
Oh my god.
You know, as you do.
Give me bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
You're very excited for that
Stanley
bucket.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just
this-
tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. Weird spinning figurines. Saw one in cargo room.
Is this going in Portal Ratman directions?
What we know, what we forgot, what we don't know yet. Ideas. What do they want? Our data, stock options, money. Should we make them employees? Maybe, yes. Interns. Why floating? Magic? Our quarterly success, magnets, dreams, training, exercise, or management. Small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. Agenda. Hagate spotted one. What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Biglies are hard to find. They changed the name. All the clues provided by employee 416, we can do it. Thank you, good luck. Maybe we are the collectibles. Shut the frick up. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambience or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as directional mic, a microphone which picks up sound from a particular area. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noise. Data shows that, in all likelihood, it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks to be reverberance off the porcelain surface. Anyone have any leads on this? Wouldn't you like to know? Source of levitation. There will be a reward for finding them all. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Lies, who are you? BBB LOL. Looks like 427. Ha ha ha. 5 there be, just take it from me. Gotta collect them all. Mission status. That's where they are. Large room, lots of boxes, stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Warehouse access plan. We need more planks.
Don't we all need more planks?
No, we need more pylons.
Maybe we need both. Did you ever
There's
think
one
about that?
plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge.
Yeah, we're having
We haven't even been to that room yet. So, it's saying that there is an unlocked door in the red and blue room. Possibly. It may not actually even exist.
With this game, you never really know.
Where are they? Please do not leave the office before reporting back on any new findings. Teamwork and communication are of great importance during the unprecedented time of investigation. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, Rick, it is midnight.
Okay, we will finish this whatever ending that we're on right now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Stanley and the bucket. Together they're best friends. Stanley and the bucket. The end is never the end.
Stoker.
Yes.
Doing okay there, Stoker?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
And its next expansion, the bucket. He's a raid boss.
That's not down
Watch.
here.
Watch us right into death move where he puts the
Right.
bucket on your head.
Excuse me.
Yeah, fans love the bucket.
Who doesn't love a good bucket? They're so comforting.
They take you to places that you never thought possible. Like a
Yeah.
bucket.
You can
Like
put water in it and then pour
Bucket
it out.
Land.
Bucket Land.
The bucketiest place on Earth.
They can take a beating.
You can,
They contain
Cross that off.
beating. What were you about to say, Jonas?
cross it off your bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
You're a splash.
There's a lot of stairs here. Gate pod launch bay. I'm sure it's nothing important.
Of course not. How could it be?
Is that a Luminocom rod? No, just an elevator.
Just an elevator.
What?
Run, Bucket, be free.
Shh. Maybe I'll be over soon.
Wow. This makes me uncomfortable.
Jonas, it's just the normal relationship between a man and his bucket.
You take me to my lawfully wedded repository.
I thought my life was all about buttons, but it was you, Bucket.
It's you all along, Bucket.
We're blasting it off into space.
Always you, Bucket. I missed the bucket!
I did not expect him to have another ending for that with the bucket.
Yeah, there. Okay, I can't wait to see it tomorrow.
It's a long space bucket.
Yep.
I missed the bucket, alright!
Stoker,
Yes!
it'll be okay.
Unless it won't.
This game got too many feels.
Well, we hope you have enjoyed this journey through the Stanley Parable 2 question mark.
Is it the Stanley Parable 2? Or is it still Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe?
Yeah.
Is there a meaningful difference?
Is there a meaningful difference? We just don't know.
If you went left, you choose the Ultra Deluxe version. If you go right, it's 2. There. That will solve the problem.
Will it?
I hope so.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, this has been a delight. And we will see you again next time when we have more of this.
Yay.
Yeah.
I had a good laugh.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
good
friends.
night.
Bye-bye.